Vijay Kedia in the house. There's just lots of chatter and banter. But one song to describe from yesterday to today. क्या से क्या हो गया? No?
नहीं, वो सॉन्ग ये कि रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं हार के कांटों पे चल के मिलेंगे साएं बहार के ओ राही.
So does that mean you're still deploying in an active mode and a perennial bull?
Of course, Saman Kanda. Yeah.
No, but you have a very massive following among the retail and HNI kind of crowd in the market. And this is the crowd which is badly shaken today. What will your message be to them? Should they start buying now?
No, I don't know about buying today or maybe tomorrow. I don't know about all these things. What has happened today is just the replica of what happened yesterday.
Correct.
Yesterday, if market had not gone up, say 3,000 points or 2,800 points, it would have not fallen. So, आज मुझ 4,000 point is down, right?
Correct.
Minus 3,000 of yesterday or 2,700. It's just 1,000 point down or 1,300 point down as of now. So this is all right, it's okay, no? It's
Fair
exuberance. You know, every action has equal and opposite reaction. But in the stock market, your stupidity had severe correction and action.
So you're saying yesterday's reaction was stupid?
Stupid, no,
Exuberant?
because
Yeah.
entire calculation was wrong, no? 12 or 13 exit poll went wrong. So that was something it never happened, you know. So
But you know, that
answer lies
also
there.
tells you that the way consensus can be wrong. Yesterday, of course, the consensus was 360 plus seats thereabout for NDA, and right now consensus is, of course, India is in a Goldilocks scenario, nothing can go wrong, and of course pockets like infrastructure, capex, PSU themes, these are to bet on. Do you think this consensus also has a bit of an error room?
Which consensus?
India has Goldilocks and there's nothing to worry about at all?
No, I think it depends. Again, it depends on the government to government. Every government has a different agenda and different mindset.
Okay.
I don't know what is going to happen still, because since BJP hasn't come with a majority and all, right? So that is the biggest fear factor in this market, that what is going to happen tomorrow.
Sure.
Let me tell you, somebody was telling me who is going to become PM also.
People are
Now,
questioning that much as well.
Yeah, so
And
now
which
you
side the JDU is going to go, which side the TDP is talking, all of those permutation combinations are
So
all
just
right.
imagine, so now since, look at your thinking,
Other
to
side.
what extent it can go to, you know.
Right.
So
No, but
pessimism
as
is
the leads are
extreme,
coming in today.
optimism
Sentiment.
extreme.
Sentiment,
See,
yeah.
Sentiment.
if you look at the leads right now, 294, 232, if there is a strong, there's no question that opposition has come out very strong compared to what we are expecting. That's for fact. And at the same time, BJP or NDA together seem to have lost some political ground as well. But still, if they manage a steady government, in the next 6 months, do you see markets higher from now, or you think a kind of a long consolidation can also come?
No, if the structure remains like this, like Mr. Modi becomes a PM and like there is no problem with the allies and all, because we have understood that how ethical are those allies.
Some of them can go back on their word and all that.
So this is what their business is only, no? Ayaram Gayaram, whatever they had been doing.
That's
you know.
politics.
That's politics. So if you can tell me that it is going to be a stable government, if there is no worry from that side, then I think that big reforms are going to come in next 3 months' time.
And which
Okay.
reforms will that be? Will it be rural focused? Will it be continuation of capex push? What do you think has the more probability?
I think it would be exponential. It should be from all the sides, of course, because rural demand is lagging. This is what we are
Seeing
reading.
the
Yeah.
data.
So they would certainly try to revive that. And one most important factor, which I always be saying, that one fear what India always has is unemployment.
Correct.
The rate of unemployment is really alarming. So I think they will certainly do something, and that can be taken care maybe through manufacturing or through capex or through whatever it is.
But Vijay, you have always been a stock-specific guy, right? And in some sense, India has always been a stock-specific story. Where is it that you would put fresh money to work?
No,
What kind
currently-
of themes would you look at?
Yeah, let me tell you, currently I do not have any spare money to put. I am already invested, 100% invested. So whatever idea, even if I get some new idea, I have to sell some old stocks, which I am not
In a hurry.
in a hurry to sell. So whatever like this capex and this manufacturing, this capital goods and this telecom equipment, whatever all these things had been playing in the past, should continue to play. Maybe the valuation of some of the sectors like defense and PSUs has gone up through the roof. So they are correcting. They might correct little bit more here and there, and then I think this market will become investable.
You have actually must have seen this kind of market many times in your 30-35 years. Have you deployed usually when you used to see this kind of a massive crash? Have you utilized that opportunity to raise exposure?
No, I don't want to catch the bottom. You know, I had never been keen because nobody is going to give me any price for that. Even if somebody gives me some price, that would be very, very small compared to the kind of money I can lose. So usually in this kind of scenario, I stay put.
Stay put.
Yes, I
So
don't
will
do
that
anything.
The message to the retail investor will be whatever you have, stay put, stay calm, let it dust settle, and then take a call.
But then don't be adventurous. No. What is the point in catching the bottom?
True.
कि भाई मैंने ले लिया इस भाव के अंदर में. How does it matter even if you buy 10%, 15% higher than whatever was the bottom tomorrow or maybe after a week or so? If you are playing a long haul game, right? If you have to stay invested for 5 years or 10 years, then what is the point? I bought on 4th of June or I bought on 7th of June.
True.
It does not matter.
No, but the question is whether somebody who is, let's say, sitting on cash, and I'm talking about a retail investor who has a 3 or 4 year view, should they start deploying right now or wait for the budget and the other uncertainties to be also out and only deploy, let's say, post-July, July mid or later?
You see, one thing I'll tell you, I always say this thing. So whenever or whatever you are buying, always ask these questions to your mind that suppose if I'm buying today, even if the stock has fallen say 20% from the top, not from the bottom, from the top, still there must be 2 times, 3 times up than their bottom. You should ask the questions, suppose if I buy today and tomorrow stocks or in next 1 month stock falls say 20% or 25% from here, what would be my mental
Situation would be.
yes, so that you have to ask yourself. If you are comfortable with that, okay, it does not matter to me, let it fall 20%, I'm okay as long as the story is intact, then you should buy. But if you have a weak heart or weak mind, then it's better let the market stabilize. You can buy 10% higher than here. So it depends person to person.
Fair point.
So where is it that you could recommend retail investors to buy, not today, tomorrow, but whenever for the next, say, 5 to 10 years? What are those stories you think that are going to withstand any government change, anything globally that happens, strong fundamentals? We could debate about the prices.
See, there are so many sectors. I think if this country is like we are in Amrit Kal, okay. So if we are really in Amrit Kal and suppose really we are going to become a 10 trillion economy maybe by 2030 or 31 or whatever, then you cannot imagine a country without growth in infrastructure. You cannot imagine a country where you need 1 crore people to create job for 1 crore people every year. You cannot imagine that kind of job without manufacturing and all. So all these things should do well.
Okay, so similarly, energy transition. You have got some big bets in EV space and all. Energy transition, the need of the hour globally, not only in India. So whoever comes in power will have to address that issue. So is that the right way to go for more structural and wider plays which are available in the market at lower prices?
Exactly, this is what one should think, that whoever comes, whoever becomes the minister, whoever becomes what, ultimately what they are going to do, what they are not going to do. So if you will get the answer of that and you are convinced with that answer, with your own perceptions, then your task to find out shares would be very easy. So as you rightly said that EV, you can't,
question it at all.
think about without EV, without infrastructure, without manufacturing, without telecom. There are so many things without that you cannot imagine developed India.
But Vijay bhai, what happens is that as you've been talking to retail investors in your style of songs and all of that, behavior becomes the question. हाथ ही नहीं चलता ऐसे मार्केट में, or maybe in this kind of phase, right? COVID also, and before that, so many financial crises. When the prices become too juicy, an average guy gets almost frozen. So behavior aspect, how to overcome that?
No, this is what happens. No, what we learn from history, we learn nothing from the history. We have faced a situation like COVID. And what happened after COVID? Stock went up 10 times, 20 times, 40 times, 50 times. So this is what tells us all these election, those are petty things, Baba.
Right.
In a 20 years horizon or 20 years bull market or growing economy, all these things are okay. Of course, they play crucial role. I'm not saying that. It's also, they come, they go. You have to become let me tell you, blind bull in India. If you believe in the India story, then everything becomes very easy.
Sure.
If you are not convinced with the India story, one day you will think that we are going to going to grow 7%, 8%. Next day you think that no, we are not progressing. You see 70 crore people are having free ration. All these things. There are different aspects of everything.
On that note, before we take a break, I must tell you guys, a week back I was reading one of the most sharpest critics of the current political dispensation, Mr. Raghuram Rajan. comment that irrespective of political leadership, the economic momentum underlying is so strong that it will clock 7 to 8% growth for next 3-4 years. If a guy like that is telling you what is happening in the underlying economy.
Who's been at the helm of Reserve Bank himself.
Yeah, and he actually at one time said India will be lucky if we get 5% growth.
Yeah,
so the economy underlying is so strong, so we need to take all of that into mind. But we'll come back and discuss a lot of other things as well. Time for a very short break, right? So we are in discussion with Vijay Kedia, markets one of the most loved strategists, and he's actually sharing his, yes, and of course, it's like his master's voice. Every time market goes through some upheaval, he comes up with an amazing song. But right now we are discussing and learning from his experience. And he's saying that he's held stocks, quality stocks for 15, 20 years as well. Of course, Sarah, we all know that you've held for a very long time. But how to buy a story so confidently that you can hold it for decades?
How to buy?
How to do that? I mean, how do you do that? The entire process of first identifying such a strong story and then holding on to it for such a long time.
First, like before buying the stock, you have to find the story first. Okay, this story is going to be there for 15, 20 years or not. And this company is going to remain there for 15, 20 years or not. And this company is going to, rise faster than its peers for 15, 20 years or not. All these things, if you can find out, then it becomes easy to select a company and stay. And one thing I know, there is a quote of mine, chase the story behind the stock, not money on the table. Money will make you rich, but story will make you wealthy. So I am here to become wealthy, not to become a moneyed person, okay. So first of all, that ambition you should have, that okay, I want to beat the, my peers and all.
Sure, of course.
And secondly, then you should just, then you should buy in a reasonable quantity, and then you hold on to it. After buying, I don't think that money belongs to me. As my statement is there, as you know, all know that your demat statement belongs to the market and your bank statement belongs to me. Today, whatever happened yesterday, I was not very happy. What is happening today, I'm not very sad. जो मिल गया उसी को मुकद्दर समझ लिया.
But that's good, right? I mean, we've seen, of course, other guests having a bit of a somber voice today, but you're the one who's still as cheerful, as happy, because obviously market gives you these ups and downs as well. But the other thing then that you talked about, chase the theme. So one theme is electric transition that you talked about, and you're playing it through EV and the power sector. The other big theme, of course, is pharma and healthcare, right? That's not going to go away, and you're seeing a lot of shortage across the world right now. India is going to be a manufacturing hub and all of that. In that context, do you expect India to play a large role in the pharma sector? And if yes, what's the way you would like to play it?
No, I have only one stock in pharma. Let me tell you, I don't understand pharma because it's too complex.
Many moving parts.
Too many moving parts in pharma. Kabhi UBI, kabhi FDI, kabhi API, kabhi AI, kabhi OI. So that does not go well with my. So I'm not. I am holding just one shares maybe for last 6-7 years and all. And so I know nothing about pharma.
But you have learnt a lot about defense lately, right? You have added a lot of defense things. At least you have tried to study that theme.
I had bought, but I exited. So I missed this defense.
So was it the company specific issue that you exited, or you don't like the theme itself?
No, now it has become expensive. Now it has become expensive. I had bought Hindustan Aeronautics at 800 rupees.
Correct.
But I exited little, early. And after that, I did not attempt because it was just rising in one-way traffic and all.
So defense, do you think that it is at risk that the entire re-rating is over there?
The sector is not under any risk. Valuation could be. Valuation could be because, but usually it happens in a bull market. No, people discount FY27 earning or FY28 earning, FY30 earning.
Why not?
So it depends on your own mind that how do you convince yourself to stay invested. Right. So sometimes you have to tell lies to yourself.
So say that the mind.
Cheat the mind.
That's
cheat the mind.
But what about, given the fact this entire MSME story in India is also building up, are you looking at building up your portfolio, let's say in microfinance or those financial names that actually cater to that segment?
No, I am not invested in any finance company and all. Maybe it's my own problem because I usually feel that just to make 2% or 3%, you are risking 97% of your money. So this is my own thing. It doesn't matter. People had made a lot of money in Bajaj Finance and other finance companies and all.
And PSU banks.
And
PSU banks.
And PSU banks. Banking is different. Like correct. So banking is because banking is ultimately taking from you and giving loan to me. अगर मैं डूबा तो आप भी डूब गया. So that is a different thing. But of course, this without finance and without this banking and all, you cannot imagine such a growth in the country. So those are the backbone ultimately.
Okay.
Right.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.